civil rights.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है। ऑफिस से आ जाओ नहीं तो
नहीं रहता हूँ।
These are all the classes.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
A smiling face, please.
तो है कहाँ
Thanks, sir. Welcome to the video studio. Sir, high definition cameras and it received that. Sir, talk shows, multi-camera shows,
बच्चे रिहर्स करते हैं
discussions.
And a holder of civil rights.
I now invite the honorable dignitaries on the dais to please light the lamp. Chairman VIPS, Dr. VIPS, to please declare the convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
I once again request the Chairman, sir, to formally welcome the Honorable Chief Guest with a bouquet of flowers. to thereafter deliver the welcome address, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the proud privilege of having Shri Arun Jaitley, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, as our chief guest today. He is not an ordinary man. And when I say he is not an ordinary man, because he has extraordinary accomplishments to his credit. I have always had immense faith in his capability, his competence as a leader, his integrity, his forthrightness. They have served me as a beacon light. And today, there cannot be a happier occasion than what it is now, because we kept on postponing our convocation in anticipation of his consent, which came after approximately a year. But I think to have a distinguished chief guest of the stature of Mr. Jaitley is something which will go in the annals of history of this institute. Honorable Sir, it gives us immense pleasure to extend to you a very hearty welcome on behalf of the faculty members and on behalf of our students. The Director General and members of the Governing Council join me in welcoming you here. When politics in this country fails, and I'll give you an example where entire political failed. All political maneuvering failed. We tried doing things, experimenting things. GST is one of those things where his policies prevailed, his diplomacy prevailed, his strategy prevailed, and today GST is an example, living example of his financial management, how he is managing the affairs of the state. That goes hats off to him, because GST was almost a dream of every subsequent government. Government after government came, they talked of GST, but none of them had the competence and the articulation of what Mr. Arun Jaitley has accomplished. I'm so happy to see that people who were politically opposed to him had to agree to his logic. There is no other way to trigger growth in this country and to contribute to the national exchequer and to have a uniform tax all across the country. So this credit goes to you that a state which is not ruled by our own party, that is Bihar, has also endorsed and passed a resolution in the assembly. What greater compliment can be there? That the bitter critics of our policies have endorsed Mr. Arun Jaitley's proposal, not only proposal, it came before the upper house, the lower house, and the house with the voice vote. They voted for your proposal of bringing GST. It's not a small accomplishment. Honorable Prime Minister has declared so many welfare schemes. And I'm glad to say that now around 250 million people in the country, across the length and breadth of this country, have access to banking facilities. 250 million people have subscribed to Jan Dhan Yojana launched by the Prime Minister. Sir, the credit goes to your vision. 37,000 crores of revenue of the money has been brought to the government treasury. You have a futuristic vision. You are a visionary. You have shown the path. That is not always the opposition, but it's the sense of reasoning that prevails ultimately, and the bitterness of the critics. They said, Mr. Jaitley, heads off to you. You have introduced GST, one of the economic reforms awaited for such a long time. Our GDP stands at 7.5 as against an approximation of 7.3. But in this quarter, from January to March, the GDP has grown 7.5. Prices of foodstuffs have started falling down. Pulses, which were skyrocketing, the prices have tumbled down. You have really been an asset to this nation. Your policies have really benefited the common man. A man living in rural areas can have access to insurance facilities by just subscribing to 330 rupees premium annually. And he's insured for 2 lakhs of rupees in case of any contingency, in case of any accident or anything happening. His entire future is secured. You are trying to reach out, you and your government has tried to reach out to the commonest of the common man, and that Bima Yojana has been introduced on the countryside and for the benefit of all those who have lost, who could not reach out to the banking facilities. Now each one of them have opened a bank account. There are many reforms for those BPL families living below poverty line, sir. LPG to all housewives. Big reforms have taken place under the stewardship of Shri Modi, and I must say that in the formulation of those government policies, you have immensely contributed. The way we see you as an ideal, as a role model, as somebody who was wanted for a long time in this country, looked forward to a man who didn't play politics, but have raised his stature to the level of a statesperson. Hats off to you as a statesperson, because you don't indulge in petty bricklaying or anything. No such bricklaying, nothing of the kind. The way he means everything seriously, and I've seen him researching on national and international issues. The way he deals with the tackles of those problems, his observation is very keen. He observes everything. He observes every step. He observes every political development in the country. He is the finest analytic person who does such a critical analysis. He can predict what the poll results are going to be. He has the courage of a psychologist and a futuristic vision. He is blessed with a futuristic vision. So we are moved virtually by coming here. You have really blessed us on this auspicious day. I'll be doing injustice with my welcome address if I don't tell you that this particular 5 acres of land, it's because of his intervention. It is he who argued for 45 minutes. A senior advocate of the Supreme Court comes and argues in the High Court, and the way and the manner in which you forward your arguments, each one of those arguments are so convincing that the judge was thoroughly convinced that this institution, which has been waiting for allotment of land for 10 years, need to be allotted 5 acres of land instantaneously. So it was 10 acres of land. But half of it was controlled by 50 clusters. So we have this land squarely, sir, because of the blessings, because of the manner that you have, you really, I really have no words to say and state the great your magnanimity. And the Supreme Court lawyer who is earning, and the way his bills were there, and let me share with you what moved me further. Please remember, faculty members, you need to sit down. Faculty members, you need to sit down there. The humidity will stay for a little while more. But this will be gross injustice, miscarriage of justice, if I say. a Supreme Court advocate coming down to the level of a High Court and arguing a case which was pending justice for a long time. We owe this 5 acres of land only squarely because of Mr. Arun. Sir, we are beholden to you. Our hats off to you, sir. If you had not thought of this land in year 2007, perhaps you would not have been able to build this magnificent infrastructure. Sir, you expressed some anxiety with regard to standard of education. Sir, VIVEKANANDA Institute is the first effort institute when it comes to preferring the law college, or when it comes to preferring the School of Journalism and Mass Communication. VIVEKANANDA School of Professional Studies is the first to be preferred in the IP University. When the counseling takes place, they pick out VIPS as the first choice. And we want to assure you, sir, we might incur losses, we might have to make sacrifices, but no sacrifice is greater than your vision of seeing that this makes a name and it stands out. Run-of-the-mill schools, 650 business schools are closing down. When we decided to bring Professor Arun from Ahmedabad and to request him, you be our Director General and lead the management stream and lead the entire course of our VIPS destiny. Let it be in the safe hands. We brought Professor Gupta, we brought Professor Tripathi, the brightest of the people, and we have in our governing council most eminent educationists, journalists, chartered accountants. We have all those people who qualify to be on the governing council. So we are privileged to have you here, and we owe you a deep sense of gratitude. But we want to assure you, sir, we will keep your head high. You will never ever have to listen that any professor or lecturer or faculty is underpaid. They will be better paid than any university, central university or the state university. This I want to give an undertaking, because we want to take the standard of education higher than an average college. I've been chair of so many colleges, Shivaji College and so on and so forth. I know the standard there also and my college also. We are going to set a benchmark soon. I will not take much of the time of the chief guest because time is the constraint. He is wanted for bigger national issues. He has to address. I am a small stake in the wheel. But let me tell you, I respect him from the core of my heart. He is my ideal. He is my leader. He is my everything. He is a mentor. And I accepted him in Toto. And when the two, newly wedded couple comes, what the pledge is, I am waiting to you for eternity. So till eternity, we will uphold you in high esteem, and that will bring a wonderful name, a good name to you. We will never embarrass you. We will rather give you moments of pride that this is one college which I gave them land and they have properly utilized it for a proper purpose. Thank you very much, sir. I'm honored.
Thank you so much, Chairman, sir. Now I invite the Director General, Professor Arun Pandey, to present the annual report of the Institute.
Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Shri Arun Jaitley, Chairman Dr. S.A. Watts, Vice Chairman Shri Krishna Dewal, members of the Management Board and the Governing Council, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, colleagues, and my dear students, a warm welcome and greetings. It's an honor for all of us to have Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Shri Jaitley, an erudite scholar, a great lawyer, and a political thinker par excellence as the Convocation chief guest. His words of wisdom will certainly enrich us and enlighten our minds. It's a privilege to address the august gathering and share our achievements. VIPS is synonymous with Dr. Watts, who founded this great institute in 2000, inspired by the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda and with a grand vision of creating an educational center of excellence. He built it brick by brick for last 15 years, and later on, with the support of Vice Chairman Shri, we witnessed the growth of VIPS infrastructure and academic programs. From a small beginning with a few students and one program, that is law, today we have 5 schools in the fields of law, business, media and journalism, IT, and the latest addition, Delhi School of Business. We have today about 5,000 students, more than 200 faculty members, and several undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Convocation is an occasion to celebrate and recognize our students' successes and achievements, as well as our faculty's efforts, contributions, and achievements. We exert the unflinching commitment and excellent performance of our faculty and unstinting support of staff and management for bringing glory to the Institute through various recognitions. We were accredited A grade by NAC and recognized under Section 2F of UGC. VIPS has also been awarded more than 80% marks for the last 3 years by Joint Assessment Committee and the Academic Audit Cell of IP University. VIPS has been recognized by India Today among top emerging colleges for the last 3 years. Recently, VIPS Law School entered into several academic collaborations with the international universities as well as top Indian university. It was a bold decision on the part of VIPS management to start Delhi School of Business 3 years ago, when a number of AIC-sponsored or approved business schools were closing down. In a short span of 3 years, DSP was able to increase the students' strength from 39 to over 100. It's being considered among the top business schools in North India. It has been ranked as #1 amongst the emerging business schools in India, even ahead of some new IIMs. DSP has collaborated with National University of Singapore, Asian Institute of Technology, London School of Economics and Political Science, and Ahmedabad for critical skill building and international exposure of our postgraduate students. It has also partnered with University Science Malaysia, University of Mauritius, and ESCP Europe for a joint international conference on sustainability in October. In this conference, the keynote speakers include 3 eminent international scholars from Yale, MIT, and Michigan State University. Convocation is an opportunity to applaud achievements of our students who have done exceedingly well and held our heads high. In the last 3 years, many students have qualified judicial services, have gold medals for exemplary academic performance, competing with a large number of students of several colleges of IT University, and have shown outstanding performance in various fields. In the university sports tournaments, VIPS students have won gold medal in football, table tennis, and bodybuilding, and silver in athletics. It's a special moment for the graduating students. Look back at the time you spent here in the institute and refresh your memories. We know education requires dedication, concentration, perseverance, discipline, and sacrifice. Hence, some of you might have found the journey difficult, but at the end, result would have been satisfying and enriching. As Aristotle put it, I quote, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet," unquote. Remember that ignorance is a curse. It's the most expensive thing on earth to be ignorant. Recall what you learned at VIPS, DSP from teachers, from each other, from the outside world. Often people argue that higher learning institutes impart theoretical knowledge which is not practical, does not build skills, and does not create employable graduates. In my view, this is a misplaced emphasis. You may recall your learning process had 3 integrated components. You learned concepts, theories, and philosophy. to build your intellectual capacities to argue critically and arrive at a conclusion. Then at the second level, of course, we gave you a lot of tools and techniques, how to communicate, how to build an argument, make presentations, write a judgment, report news effectively and honestly, deal with competition, and many other tools and techniques. To the postgraduate students, management students particularly, we taught many frameworks which help you to organize your organizations and even price securities, for example, and manage risk. This is what we call skills for actions, and you will start using all or some of them. These skills, if learned well and understood their use or misuse appropriately, will make you employable. In the fields of science, medicine and engineering, students learn many other theories, tools and techniques and skills. Remember that you need to adapt the use of tools, techniques, models, frameworks, theories according to the practical circumstances and know when they work, when they don't work. Since changes in situations and time do change their underlying assumptions. As once a Harvard dean said that the good news is that half of the tools and techniques and theories which you have learned will not work in the practice. And then he added that unfortunately the bad news is half of them you don't know whether they will work or not. Convocation is also an opportunity to thank our stakeholders, well-wishers, and particularly the parents of the students for their continuous support and putting faith in us. We assure our stakeholders that we are committed for excellence, providing transformational education, and creating an environment of creativity and innovation for the students. Being an institute of professional studies, we are also committed to the relevant, practical, and connected to the professional and industrial practices, academic world, and the society. Commitment is an act, not a fate. We practice skill building and professional bodies to learn from the experiences of practicing professionals. Our faculty writes real case studies of organizations to understand practical issues, conduct research, and organize national and international conferences, and thus we remain connected with both the practicing world and the academic world. We attempt to relate to the society as we guide our students to carry out CSR projects, work with NGOs to undertake field projects of helping the weaker sections of the society. We prepare our students to be humane and above all, good citizens who care for the society and the laws of the land and are tolerant and respect diversity. I wish to emphasize to the graduating students that getting degrees or diplomas is not the end of your learning. It's the beginning to learn what you don't know through experiences and mistakes you make, the calamities you face. Now, let me close by quoting Swami Vivekananda. All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Believe in that. Do not believe that you are weak. Do not believe that you are half crazy lunatics, as most of us do nowadays. You can do anything and everything without even the guidance of anyone. Stand up and express the divinity within you. Congratulations and best wishes to graduating students and their parents. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. I invite Dr. Indira Bharadwaj, the chairperson of PGDM, to present the candidates for the award of postgraduate diploma in management.
Chairman sir, I have the honor to present to you candidates for the postgraduate diploma in management. They have been found qualified for the said diploma certificate, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as chairman of VIPS, I admit you to postgraduate diploma in management of business school, and I charge you that even in your life or action, conversation, you prove yourself worthy of the same.
Now I invite the Principal Director, Professor Ratan Sharma, to present the candidates for the award of BA LLB, BJMC, BCA, BBA, MCA and LLM degrees and request the candidates for the same to please stand up.
Chairman sir, I have the honor to present to you candidates for the degree of BA LLB, BJMC, BCA, BBA, MCA and LLM. They have been found qualified for the said degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chairman of VIPS, I allow respective school deans to distribute degrees BA LLB, BJMC, BCA, BBA, MCA, LLM of this institute conferred by the VIPS University, and I charge you that ever in your life, thought, action and conversation, you prove yourself worthy of the same.
Thank you, dear students. You may please take your seats. Now I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Arun Jaitley, to please give away the merit certificates to those students who have secured the first position in academics and certificate of excellence to those who have made us proud by clearing judicial service examinations. We shall begin with the academic toppers first, who are being awarded a gold medal and a merit certificate. From PGDM, we have Vaibhav Pratap Singh, 2015 pass out, and Jappreet Singh Bhatia, 2016 pass out. A big round of applause for the gold medalists, please. Jappreet Singh Bhatia, 2016 pass out. From law, we have gold medalists from BA LLB as well as LLM. From BA LLB, I invite Shubham Jain, 2014 pass out. Prachi Gupta, 2015 pass out. And Lavanya Bhagra, 2016 pass out. A huge round of applause for them. From LLM, I would like to announce the name of the awardee Pooja Yadav, 2015 pass out, but due to unavoidable circumstances, she could not come. From Bachelors in Journalism and Mass Communication, I first invite Abhinav Arohi, 2013 pass out. Akshat Chopra, 2014 pass out. And Akshay Tyagi, 2016 pass out. Akshay Tyagi, 2016 pass out. Living the vision of the mentors of this institute, we have always aimed towards holistic growth of our students, and our students in return have always made us proud. This academic year, we have had 3 honors to our collective efforts, and they are being awarded a gold medal and a certificate of excellence each. I'll first call upon Virek Agarwal for clearing UP Judicial Service Examinations in 2016. Congratulations, Virek Agarwal. Rishabh Kapoor for clearing Himachal Judicial Services Examination in 2015. And Akanksha Bansal for clearing Rajasthan Judicial Services Examination in 2015. Now I invite Biplav Vishal, a 2016 pass out of BJMC, to receive his certificate of excellence and a gold medal for securing the highest placement. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And may I request our respected Chief Guest, Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, to deliver the Convocation address.
The Chairman of the VIPS institutions, Dr. S.C. Watts, Shri Agarwal, Dr. M. Pandey, Professor Sharma, members of the Governing Council, members of the academic staff, and students present in today's convocation. Let me at the very outset express my gratitude to Professor Dr. Watts and all his colleagues at the institution for having invited me to be associated with the annual convocation of the VIPS. As Dr. Watts told you, I've been curiously associated with this institution before its birth. I remember he was going through the pain of wanting to establish an institution and finally did succeed in getting a land. And then step by step, he created the institution. Of course, with the help of a large number of other people. I had an outstanding promise to him that I would be visiting the institution, and I'm glad that today we finally found the pretext for doing so. Any educational institution needs a long phase in order to mature. Its ability to create a brand value on the strength of its academics and its reputation really doesn't come within months or years. It's judged by first the quality of infrastructure, the quality of staff, the quality of students, and most important, also the eventual quality and success of its alumni. In any institution, we may get into the temptation of self-praise and self-assessment. But in the final stages, how well the society is recognizing students who pass out of this institution best determines its reputation. For us in India, education is a very powerful resource. It's a powerful resource because the largest contribution to our economy comes from the services sector. And in the services sector, the human resource itself has the largest role to play. We are different compared to the rest of the world. Different because in most parts of the world, because of social reasons, family circumstances, economic compulsions, the size of the family itself is contracting. Not only is the size of the family contracting, the family structure itself is facing a challenge. And one of the impacts of that is that populations of various developed countries has been gradually going down. Many a developed country doesn't even have the adequate number of people in order to manage its economy. And therefore, those of you who are well versed with the principles of international trade would realize that transfer of human resource, movement of human resource, it is itself a very important item on the agenda. In India, of course, we have not only a very large population, but a very large middle class also. Along with that large middle class, we have an aspirational class, which is knocking at the doors and is really the neo-middle class. One member of the family acquiring the best academic credentials can really move up the entire family in economic and social terms. And we have enough people not only to manage our own systems, but also a large number to send pool of human talent outside. It's a resource that this demographic differential is creating in our favor. Decades ago, when I was a student, we thought brain drain is a very important challenge to India. Today, many states of India like Kerala don't call it a drain, they call it a human resource, a brain bank, where we use our own human resource globally in order to service our own economies. And along with this opportunity has also come a very tough challenge. All of you who are going to get degrees today and are passing out will either get into further higher education or get into careers. And therefore you are at a very important crossroad. At this crossroad really, you have an important judgment to make, an important decision to make. You are at a verge where slowly the support of the family to you will keep fading away. Both your family and society will expect reciprocity. I repeatedly go to educational institutions and tell them the same message, that at this stage, you have an important decision to take, particularly one in a country with large population. There is a big crowd at the bottom, struggling to emerge up, be noticed, and then achieve a standard of excellence. But the crowding is always at the bottom in any career or profession. As you move up, there is a huge amount of space on top. And therefore, whether you have to be a part of that mediocrity at the bottom, or you have to get on to that fast track and reach the top, there is always space on top, is a decision that you have to take. How much entrepreneurship you show, how much hard work you put in, how many sleepless nights you spend in the initial years will always determine whether you get on to that fast track or you remain confined to mediocrity. Standards of excellence are very tough now. They are much higher. The grades for excellence have also increased. And therefore it is here that you have to endeavor for that top position. And I have always believed that one change in the last 2 decades which have taken that those who have to make it to the top do it in their 30s, they don't do it in their 60s. And these are the vital changes which are taking place. And therefore my one sentence message to you is, get ready for being on the fast track. And the strength of any economic system can push you to it. As far as VIPS is concerned, you've grown into 5 different disciplines. You have physically also space to grow. And I'm sure the next time I'm invited here, I'll probably see more buildings, more courses, more amenities, and more students in that race for excellence. My best wishes to you, Dr. Watts, and all your colleagues, and my best wishes to all those who are embarking on their careers from today onwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite the Vice Chairman, Mr. Krishan Agarwal, to please present a gesture of our gratitude to the Chief Guest. With this, I request the Chairman VIPS to please close the convocation.
With your permission, sir, I declare the convocation closed, but let me assure you that we shall always keep high standards and set up a benchmark. Next time when you come, you will usher into a magnificent infrastructure and you will say, yes, you have done and you have kept my words, because you set up the passports, during your tenure as a law minister of this country, and we will put it on a fast track and we will try to see that we rise to the occasion and we give you a very, very patriotic, a very, very upcoming, the most magnificent and most vibrant campus next time when you come. Thank you very much, sir.
All the dignitaries on the dais and those present in the hall are requested to rise for the national anthem. The academic procession will now leave the hall in the reverse order. You are requested to please stand up and remain standing till all the members of the procession have left the hall.